From the 215 to 302, we kick some facts and talk the news. We keeping it real while acting a fool. So pardon my arrogance and let me holla at you.
PMA. Back, man. Another little news joint, man. As y'all know, my man Jamie Foxx, back in I think March or something.
Like early April, I believe.
Got into a lot of health implications, and it was big as fuck, bro. And I was
Still
like,
is.
And I was like, see, for somebody that with that much status, for it to be that big, it's peculiar.
Yeah.
And then when you get recent news, you feel like, now I see a little conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because you hear from his family that, he was having medical issues and he collapsed on a set. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, okay, so what's up with him? Like, and then you get more news about, oh man, this shit not looking good.
Yeah.
They hoping for the best. And I'm like, all right, what's really good?
You get all his friends, the Kevin Hart's, the world, all these people saying little mini quotes like, oh, it's not looking good.
Then they also move him to a facility in Chicago that specializes in brain
neurology
and strokes. And we're like, okay, we can put two and two together. You got Mike Tyson talk about the situation. Right. Something drops this week. Come to find out, there was a doctor talking. There was multiple videos on it. A lot of people reported it that he started having these complications after taking the COVID vaccine. He been talking about this since COVID was a thing. About like we was talking about this back in season 2. Yeah. But I told you how I thought that joint on the chip, yo. They gonna push one button and then bye. Have to but now it's like, oh, okay, so you see the shit ain't foolproof and y'all want to feed us all this bullshit about perfectly safe, boom, boom. I was like, I knew Jamie Foxx wasn't in no crazy shit, yo, because the nigga been the model of perfect health for a long time now. But all of a sudden he fucked up. And then I'm like, shit, I'm making sense. Or maybe it's just, I was like, maybe something genetic. Maybe it's something genetic. He got a little boom, boom. But it happens right after, and then people want to fucking tell me, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with the vaccine, yo. Some shit just happened. It's just coincidence, yo. Come on, bro.
Now,
as much shaking and moving as he been doing, let me get it. Much shaking and moving he been doing and ripping and running he been doing, he's always in something, bro. He would have had some type of fucking implications of before now that he was prone to some shit like that, not directly after getting a vaccine that they said he had to take in order to be on that set with Cameron Diaz. Now, all of a sudden, reports say that he is now blind and partially paralyzed. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's like a life-changing event, isn't it? Because he played Ray blind, but he's now blind. And to go from seeing perfectly and moving how you want to move and doing what you want to do, now you're blind and you can't do that is ludicrous.
Full disclosure, the reports that Q's talking about, they haven't been confirmed.
I'm going by what I'm being told.
Right. And obviously, we common sense folk. When his daughter first came out and made the announcement right after it happened, it was like 2 weeks after, he was hospitalized.
Seemed cryptic.
Seemed very cryptic. And
it seemed like something they want to keep under a thumb, don't it?
In hindsight.
You better, not NDA, like an NDA closer, right?
Yeah.
You say anything about what happened after you did this. Because that's a big business, ain't it? That vaccine, big business, ain't it?
What? Big pharma, big money, big business.
We got conspiracies for days. The doctor said me and all that shit that niggas get off for knowing some shit.
If y'all ain't hip, like Q said, season 2 of the pod, March of 2020. The whole season 2, we touched on this.
About that shit, bro.
Over and over and over again.
They was about
the money moves, about the money. I made money on Moderna and Pfizer. Like, I'm not the only one, and I made a little bit of bread. A little bit. Because only had a little bit to make money off of.
But a lot of people that had a lot of bit made
But in hindsight, I remember his daughter had said that he's doing well. He's communicating with us. Never said talking to us and none of that. You know what I mean? Nothing like that.
You see what I mean, though? You go from you on MGM Grand commercials, you on movie sets, and now it's a feat to communicate?
I remember that when the COVID vaccine, and it's funny because we haven't talked COVID in a long time on this pod.
I forgot it even existed.
Right? I remember when that COVID vaccine at first came out, and we seen all these celebrities coming out endorsing it, but it seemed like they was endorsing it off of the
like that Tate Diggs joint we did a joint on Click the Card. If you ain't watched that, it seemed like, oh, you just saying that to get a bag, yo.
You know.
And I always frown on shit like that, yo. Like, would you like morally, bro? If you knew something was going to culturally shock your people, for a bag, would you do it?
It's a big problem. It's
Depending on the bag, yo. Like, if you talking about some generational wealth type shit, I know a lot of people ain't gonna turn that down.
I just know that 3 years later, or let's say 2 years later, from when the vaccine actually first hit the streets,
people just want to be outside. They want to be outside. So let me get that. I know a lot of people like, let's get that.
I could probably dig in and find all kinds of articles and throw them up here in this pod, but I'm gonna let y'all do the research yourselves. The research, you shouldn't have to research. If you're living in the U.S., if you're living in this world during this COVID pandemic.
We talked about how long it takes to make a vaccine, right?
You should see. Oh, yeah, we talked about the 5-year span, and they put it out in 10 months. You know what I mean? You should see the trickle effect of, you better take this vaccine.
They was trying to strong arm at one point, too. Remember
it's going to stop COVID.
You had to get a card to get in here, all this bullshit?
All the rhetoric they push. You know how many public transportation buses I seen with the big-ass ad on there?
Get
vaccinated to stop the spread. And then, you know what I mean, 6, 7, 8 months down the line, we found out that was cap. It wasn't going to stop the spread. And then 6 more months down the line, we found out that booster 3 and booster 2 was causing all these problems because that was cap. And now booster 4 is causing even more problems, and it don't work with booster 1 because that was cap.
Message.
So, again, it's unconfirmed reports. We don't know if this is fact, but it's a shame that that's attached to Jamie being hospitalized. I hope Jamie gets better, man. I hope he's not paralyzed. I hope he's not blind in his left eye.
But why report that, though?
Why report
what benefit would that give anything?
Why report it? And the thing is, strokes are serious. Anybody who's been around a stroke patient, you know, if you have a family member who's had a stroke, you know, strokes are very, very serious.
I know people with head problems.
A lot of people get a stroke and you never recover fully from it. A lot of times strokes are usually...
It's like an aneurysm too, right? It's
100%.
Same shit.
It's bleeding on the brain, you know what I mean? Usually, it's associated. There's something that, you know what I mean, was a pre-precedent. It was already in the way that caused it.
Blood pressure. Like an increased blood pressure. That's why I was telling this boy he was having the problem. Like, yo, you need to chill out on that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Because the increased blood pressure could rupture a vessel.
And I'm not Jamie's doctor, and I'm not Jamie's homie. I'm not in his personal life. I don't know how he living, but from the perception, it looked like he's been a pretty damn healthy individual, young man
for a long time. He been working hard a long time.
Stays in shape. Usually, if you stay in shape, that's an indicator. That's an indicator. If you in the gym, if you stay in shape, you're probably in the gym. If you in the gym, that leads everything health-wise.
And I heard that was facts, though, that you had to have the vaccine to work on that set.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's still a thing in most industries.
During COVID, Jamie wasn't doing a lot of shit because he was anti, I'm not getting that shit like Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers do it, and everybody fucking demonizes him because he don't want to fit the status quo. Or I don't want, they think he's trying to be different. No, he just don't want no shit in his body, bro.
Right. Especially something that we have unconfirmed reports of what it actually does for you 10, 20, 30 years down the line.
There's no way in hell you try to rush something and you going to tell me that, ain't wrong with this.
It makes no sense.
Especially when it's evidence, it's a blueprint of you keep failing.
It made no sense when they rushed it 10 months after the pandemic pulled up and they say, yo, we got a vaccine. It made no sense then, knowing that it takes minimum of 5 years to get this RNA fully processed, right? It made no sense then, and it still makes no sense now. And, I got family members who took COVID vaccine, and I pray that they're going to live a long, healthy life. That's the only thing I can do at this point.
It's RNA.
I don't want to go down that scientific path, bro.
So you meant to say RNA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you meant to say R&D.
No, it's
research and development.
No. RNA,
but
RNA it's a spinoff of
that still affects it though. Research R&D still.
Yeah. R&D is the research and development on the scientific side, but the RNA is basically a synthetic. I don't want to get into it. It's a synthetic way of making a vaccine.
I'm not making him
what
research nothing else because last time I made him research endemic, he almost broke his goddamn phone. Replay here.
Endemism is the state of a
Bitch, I said endemic. See?
Just turn it off.
We ain't got
Just
time
turn
for
the
this
fuck
shit.
off. Oh!
Oh no. No.
Been keeping it real.
Oh,
Go
no.
strong.
No.
We ain't got time for this.
We gonna finish this shit. That bit's probably broke. Yo. Here.
I remember that. It was like yesterday. Shit.
That's what Walking Dead did to us, bro.
Oh man.
They're trying to make us Walking Dead by giving us these punk ass fucking vaccines, man. Yo, man.
Pray for Jamie.
Pray for Jamie, man. Hope you get well, brother. Until next time, man. Take care of yourself. Diet and exercise is a doctor, bro.
And keep your head on the swivel, people.
Never know.
Don't drink from the pot if you don't know what's in that pot.
Really, nigga?
PMA out. Bitch.
From the 215 to 302, we kicking some facts and talking the news. We keeping it real while acting a fool. So pardon my arrogance and let me holla at you.